Oh, it's funny. Last year, all of the complaints about the Big Three, and this year we have a Big Three in the Xfinity Series, and I have not heard one single complaint about that Big Three.
Lesson from the brain, seeing the beauty through the
Today we're going to be talking about the Big Three in the Xfinity Series that consist of Cole Custer, Christopher Bell, and Tyler Reddick. We want to be kind of recapping their seasons to this point, and I want to give my thoughts on how I think each and every one of them, their NASCAR career will pan out. Big Three have been reigning terror on the Xfinity Series, as there has not been really a different winner other than those three, and obviously Kyle Busch. Those three, and they're all looking really cup ready. But first we want to kind of recap their season, starting with Christopher Bell, who has 4 wins, 9 top 5s, and 10 top 10s. Actually, Christopher Bell coming off a really great season where he had 7 wins. Just to kind of give you an insight, he actually kind of had a slow start comparative to last season, and that's where kind of Tyler Reddick shined. But he has 4 wins, 9 top 10s. 10 top 10s and 9 top 5s out of 16 races. So still a great season for him. He has an average finish of 10. Moving on to Cole Custer, he has 0 wins, because that's this video is taken before the Kentucky race. I have no clue as to how the race is going or anything like that. This was taken before the Kentucky race. Moving on to Cole Custer, he actually has the same exact stats as that of Christopher Bell. 4 wins, 9 top 5s, and 10 top 10s. And he has an average finish of 10.6. Like I said, just 0.1 off of Christopher Bell. Their stats are identical to that of each other. I don't know. Tyler Reddick, he is the only one to actually show Cup experience. In 2 starts, he has 1 top 10 at Kansas, and that is in the Cup Series. But his season so far in 2019, he has 3 wins, but he has 11 top 5s and 13 top 10s with an average finish of 5.7. So yes, he has not won, but he has been second a lot. He's been in the top 5 again, 11 of the 16 in the top 5 and 13 of the top 10. 13 of the 16 in the top 10. So he's had a really great season so far, really the best. Even though he has 1 less win, he's had the best season of the 3, and also had a really good race there at Kansas in the Cup Series. So I don't know, and it's really neck and neck. It seems like when it looks like Christopher Bell is taking it, Tyler Reddick or Cole Custer shows speed, and then it's just vice versa, a lot like we saw last season with the Big Three: Martin Truex, Kyle Busch, and Kevin Harvick. And the only difference is you got a Chevy, Ford, and Toyota, which honestly just makes me happy because it's 3 different ones, you know, all competing for the championship, 3 different manufacturers. So, well, anyways, let's get into Christopher Bell and how I see his Cup career starting out. Christopher Bell's future in the Cup Series has been very well documented, not just on this channel, but in the NASCAR community. A lot of people seem to think he's going to go to the 95 car at Levine Family Racing. I think that's probably the most likely scenario for next season. I hope that the 59 car opens up and they put him in there, because, you know, I don't want to see Matt Bandetta lose a pretty good opportunity. But as the season goes on, it seems less and less likely that they won't just replace, won't go through the hassle of a second car, and will just replace DiBenedetto with your boy Bell. But obviously, I'm hoping DiBenedetto gets a good ride. Who knows? Maybe he slips into SHR equipment. I don't know. Silly season little talk there. But anyways, moving on. Christopher Bell also is being rumored to be moved in the 20 car. I'd say it's the least likely scenario. I think probably it's more likely that he goes back to the Xfinity Series than him going to the 20 car. I don't see any reason why JGR would give up on Eric Jones so soon, but who knows? I could be wrong. And I feel like if he has to, I think he might stay another year in the Xfinity Series, but then the year after that, I think he's gone. Whether he's going to the Cup Series, whether it's with JGR or not, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, as right now, kind of shaky, about 50-50 whether he'll be in the Cup Series or not, and not really sure what ride he'll get in the Cup Series. Next up, Cole Custer is another one that a lot of people, really all of them, a lot of people expect to be in the Cup Series next season. And I think this one has a little bit more likelihood than that of Christopher Bell. And the reason I say that is because SHR currently has 3 drivers that are on the hot seat, and Daniel Suarez, who I guess technically is not in the hot seat with sponsorship, but he hasn't been performing well. I say that as he got the pole today for Kentucky, but we'll see how that goes. Second driver would be Eric Almirola with Smithfield contract going up. There is still no word on his actual contract with SHR, but I would assume if Smithfield pulls out, they might have to pull out that Eric Almirola might be out of a ride. And then the most likely it seems to be is Clint Boyer, who has not performed as well this year. His contract is up at the end of the season, and unless he can really turn it around, I don't see any reason why Stewart shouldn't give the nod to Boyer, considering Custer is really proving himself in the Xfinity Series, has really come around, and looks to be could be very well a Cup champion, or not Cup champion, but could come in and really do better than Boyer in that 14 equipment, and we'll see how it goes. But obviously there's that chance for the Xfinity, but I would say more likely than not, I think we'll see him in the Cup. There are people that think he's going to stay in the Xfinity, and who knows, maybe he gets a ride somewhere else, gets tired of waiting in the Xfinity Series, but we'll see how it goes. And also, if he stays in the Xfinity Series another year, Kevin Harvick, he's getting towards the end of his career. He could replace Harvick in the 4-car. Tyler Reddick, I would say, is almost a done deal to be in the Cup Series next year. RCR says he's looking for sponsorship for that 31 team, and I don't see any reason why he can't find it. He seems to have a good sponsorship in the Xfinity Series, so hopefully those sponsors will be willing to make the jump to the Cup Series. But Tyler Reddick, he seems to be kind of a diamond in the rough. Like I said earlier, he had a great race at Kansas, was in the top 5 at one point and finished in the top 10, which is almost unheard of these days, except for unless you're Justin Haley, finishing in the top 10 as a part-time driver. And seems to have a lot of talent. He has kind of cooled off, I guess you could say, in the last couple of weeks, but it's hard to, it's a very long season, and it's hard to string together a whole 33 races. You see it in the Cup Series all the time. Drivers will go on cold streaks, so I'm not too worried about Redick, and just have him being on a hot streak. He always seems to be up front, so we'll see how he does. I don't see any reason why he should not be in there, and worst case scenario, just put Hemrick back down, or let him go and give the 8-car over to Tyler Reddick. Worst case scenario, though, I think Hemrick has potential, but I think if it comes down to it, I think Reddick's somebody that you need to keep in your program. Maybe he's willing to stay in the Xfinity Series another year, and I'd say there's probably like a 5% chance of that, and 95 going to the Cup. He just really seems to have. There's an opening. We'll see how it goes. But like I said, most likely you'll see Redick in the Cup Series. So as for anybody who could really step in and maybe turn it into a Big Four, obviously that didn't happen last season, except for Joey Logano yoinking the championship away from the Big Three. Noah Gragson, he seems to be somebody who isn't the most consistent, but we know he has talent. We know he definitely has the potential to break out at one point, and I don't know if it'll happen this season, but he's definitely one that seems to be improving in the recent weeks. Justin Allgaier, he's been really quiet all season, but we know he's definitely a great driver, and I don't see why he shouldn't be able to. Just had a quiet season so far. Austin Cindric, Chase Briscoe are some other names, but as of right now, it's just a Big Three, and we'll see in the coming weeks if it's going to stay that way, or somebody will step up and turn it into a Big Four. I don't know. Make sure to let me know who you guys think is going to fill in that 4th spot, if there will be one. And let's go ahead, and I got some ending thoughts. To pick a champion, I'd probably have to go with Christopher Bell, just because he didn't win last year, and I don't know if he will allow that championship slip out of his hands again. But any 3 of these guys could definitely win the championship this year. They're looking really good, and it's been fun to watch, to see who comes out and performs this week and next week, and it's been pretty fun. So I don't know. Make sure to comment down below your guys' thoughts. Who do you think's going to win out of the Big Three? Who's going to win the championship? Who is the best driver in the Big Three? What do you think their future in the Cup Series is looking like? I think in 3 years, all 3 will be in the Cup Series. at the latest. I think that's the longest we will have to wait to see them all in the Cup Series. What would be best case scenario is they all go in next season and we have a big three in the rookie race, which, oh my gosh, Rookie of the Year race would be so great. I mean, that would be just like a whole separate race within the race. It would just be insane. But that's all I got. Make sure you like, hit the subscribe button. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.